Howdy, y'all. My name is Ben.
I'm Brooke.
I'm Jordan.
Blaine Randall.
My name is Abby Colemutter.
My name is Kennedy Penny.
Ashley Stead.
Hi, I'm Emily.
I'm Emily Taylor Gokish.
Alright, so I'm Hunter McGurd.
Hi, my name is Nick Appleton. Hi, my name is Ben Appleton.
I'm Alyssa.
David Bigno.
My name is Renee Nash.
My name is Abigail Clinton.
Katie Pratt.
My favorite elementary school memory is the talent show at the end of the year. I sang If I Were Your Man by Bruno Mars, and it was the first time I had really sang in front of a big group of people. I was really nervous, but I had a really good time.
The day of our 6th grade graduation, my friend Riley and I went around the whole school and we tried every single drinking fountain just to see which one was the best, and it ended up being the one by the office.
I was in 4th grade, and I left my lunch pail in Mrs. Van Dynen's classroom. So I picked her lock, and I went into her room to get my lunch pail. She ended up finding out, and she was like, "Look, I'm not mad, but don't do that."
When Alyssa Coe and I got in trouble in kindergarten because we cut each other's hair in the bathroom at school.
In kindergarten, Alyssa and I were in the same class, Mrs. Norman's class. And we'd always lay next to each other during nap time. Alyssa went up to our teacher and said that she had to go to the bathroom. We did have a bathroom in the classroom, but there's already a student in there, so she couldn't use it. Alyssa asked if she could go down to the bathroom that was down the hall. Teacher said no. So then Alyssa came back, laid down right next to me in Peter pants.
In 1st grade, when it was me, Abby Kling, and Juliana. One day we were at lunch, and I don't remember what was said, but they made me laugh so hard that pink milk came out of my nose.
Playing tetherball all recess long.
Sliding down the hill when it was icy and snowy at recess.
I think recesses in general, I would hang out with my friend Emily. Every single recess we'd walk up and down this hill and we'd just talk the whole recess. And just doing that every single day, I don't know, we had so many good conversations.
Breaking all the rules when all the recess teachers weren't out at recess time.
I used to play football inside of recess, we all did, but I used to always just chuck it as far as I could Elijah and just yell, "Trust me," you always catch it, so.
Me and Jordan Bloom would sit on top of the red barn at recess and cheer on the boys while they played football.
It was 6th grade year with Miss Elder. I thought it was a great class and great year. I liked meeting David, my best friend.
I was in 6th grade in Mrs. Elder's class. Nick Appleton, that he was helping me out with my schoolworks. It was my birthday, and my mom made so many cookies for everybody to hand out in that class, and I was handing cookies out. Nick, I gave him a cookie, and then I was handing everybody, and then there is another Nick sitting, and I was confused, and what's going on here? I already gave you a cookie, and that turned out to be Ben Appleton, his twin brother. So, and I have no clue they were twins.
Or when my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Elder, tripped me and I almost broke my nose.
Probably would be coming from Miss Elder's class, for sure, because I felt like I was her favorite, but,
I was living in South Carolina, and we were doing this play, and we were in kindergarten at the time. I was playing Little Miss Muffet. It was a bunch of nursery rhymes. And I wasn't supposed to have a line or anything, but during the play, I went up to the mic and screamed after I saw the spider.
To be honest, I don't really remember much about elementary school because I didn't go to Reynolds. Probably in the 5th grade, I had the greatest teacher ever. His name was Mr. Carlini, and he was just the kindest and sweetest, gentlest teacher. Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I thought about this question for a really long time.
There was a lot of things that were important to me in high school.
But the most important thing was probably my grades. My grandma always told me to keep my GPA up.
Of course, grades, I definitely was always keeping my grades up.
Besides my grades, I really cared about my grades. Keeping my grades up.
Grades were really important to me in high school.
Really important to me that high school taught me is how to be successful and how to learn and how to work out and just grow as a person, and it really taught me how to be successful.
Schoolwork. While I may never have showed it, my grades definitely didn't show it all the time. Schoolwork was probably a major one for me.
I think the most important aspect for me was just being involved. I tried to do as many clubs or activities as I could, marching band being the biggest one. I also did choir, drumline, drama club. Those took up a lot of my time, as well as art club, Above the Influence, and doing community service for NHS. I really wanted to do it all. Honestly, I really enjoyed spending most of my time at the school.
I thought about the thing that I spent most of my time in doing while I was in high school, and that happens to be all of the arts programs at RHS. From band to choir to drama club.
Anything to do with creativity. I loved art classes, my choir class. I did choir all throughout all 4 years. Drama club.
Band and choir.
The Ranger Marching Band. I loved the sense of family that we had, and I get to spend 3 years of my life with my best friends.
And that is not only basketball and softball, that is football, because I'm a diehard Reading Rangers football fan.
Football played the highlight for me in high school.
Volleyball would be one of them. It was a big factor in my life. It developed me into who I am. All the friendships I made.
My friends and my relationships with the people who I met. It was in those relationships that I truly kind of discovered myself, and honestly I'd always put my friendships first, and so my friends became the most important aspect of my high school career to me.
Having fun with my friends and just being a kid and not taking life too seriously.
Studies and my friendships were huge. They helped me through a lot.
My friends.
Of course, say friends is definitely a really important thing, making good connections and everything.
My friends, obviously.
My classmates and my teammates. I grew to love them, and I miss them all so much right now.
My relationship with God and the relationship with people that are surrounding me.
Making the most of it, doing everything I can do, and making excellent friendships with everybody.
Family, friends, school, my 2 jobs, and probably my dog.
Food.
My funniest high school memory. Oh, man.
There are so many funny things that have happened over the years.
Honestly, it's so hard to just pick one. My group of friends in our class were hilarious, and I feel like I laughed every single day.
My funniest high school memory was...
And we all got sent home because somebody sprayed pepper spray.
Brooke getting pepper sprayed.
A little backstory. Anything that seemed to happen at our school that was bad, I think it started when the bottle of pepper spray broke, and when I think it was the fan ventilator thing caught fire, and we all had to evacuate the school. When the power would go out and we would have to leave, it always seemed that we would have burritos for breakfast. Colin Ashton coined the term bad news burritos. He thought that whenever anything bad happened at our school, we had those burritos, so whenever we had those burritos for breakfast, he would always welcome us in saying, "Oh, it's bad news burritos, what's gonna happen today?"
Andrew and I were in choir one time, and we were sitting there, and we had our arms together because we were slapping each other, and we headbutted each other on accident. We went, "Toom," like that, and it was hilarious because we both ended up with knots, and it was during a movie, and everyone just turned and looked at us because we were like, "Ow."
One of my teammates got hit in the head with a volleyball by a hitter on another team, and she had a concussion, and she was out for a week, I think.
In 8th grade, actually, I used to pick up Kenny and I just dump her into the trash can.
Me running into, I think it was a door or a wall or something, but I ran into it and it made a solid thud, and everyone, including Schaller had this incredibly amazed and worried look on his face. I was like, "Are you okay?"
There was one day that I was at a basketball game with a whole bunch of friends, and when I was going down the bleachers at the end of the game, my foot got caught in the bleacher, and I fell down the bleachers in front of a whole bunch of people. It was so embarrassing.
Brooke fell down the bleachers during a basketball game.
Actually, senior year, Brooke, she took my homecoming pin and put it in her mouth, I don't know why, and it was like so gross. We were like in the middle of class and it was dead silent. Then she just spits it out. It was so nasty, but it was funny.
The lunch table talks.
Our lunch table talks. I feel like every single day we're all bursting out laughing just because of everyone telling their jokes and talking about hilarious things.
We were on our way to Disney World and it was really, really late and like everyone was asleep. And we were watching Peter Pan, and it was the part where Hook was beating him on the ground, and someone from the back of the bus yells, like screams, "Get back up, Peter, you can take him!"
Just continuously watching Schaller use the crash cymbals to scare people that fell asleep in his class.
I'd say my funniest high school memory happened on the first day of this year. After the pep assembly that morning, the rest of, like, people who didn't have a first or second hour were waiting in the library for our class time to, show up. Our friends were just sitting at this table, and I noticed my chair was a little bit more squeaky than the rest of them. So, of course, I had to start rocking in it. And the next thing I know, I was falling backwards, wiped out, and I was on the floor.
Probably Ashley, breaking a library chair.
Anna, Brooke, Hooli, Riley, and I, we were in shop class, and there's like another room, and we hid in there for like a week without the teacher knowing, and we got caught, and he was pretty disappointed in us.
There was also one year where that Andy challenge was going around, like Andy's Coming, that's what it was called. My friends and I all decided to do it in gym class, so at a certain time, we got the whole girls' gym class to drop dead, and Mrs. Boyke was so mad. We even did it like a second time, and the second time she just had us running like the rest of the gym class.
We were in 7th grade, which technically isn't high school, but we were in the high school, so I'm gonna count that. We went to the corn maze at Crossroads. People started throwing corn at me and my friends. It was me, Brooke, I think Juliana, Alyssa, and Ashley. We didn't throw it back, but we decided to pick it up and pretend like it was a gun. But then we got out of the corn maze and we go back to the school, and the principal at the time comes up to us and he says, "Were you guys throwing corn?" And we all said no. But we got put into ISS for the day because we threw corn.
Me, Abby, Palmer, Kennedy, and Jordan spent the night at Abby's house. Brennan, Kyle, Josh, and Grant showed up in masks. Abby was like, "Oh my god, Alyssa, there's a face, like, right next to you, like, out the window." And I'm like, "No, there's not. Like, you're lying." And I looked, and lo and behold, there's a mask. And I'm like, whoa, like, this has to be a prank. And Abby starts crying. Kennedy and Jordan are like freaking out. And I'm like, oh my god, I need a weapon. So I run to the kitchen and I grab a knife. And I'm looking out on the back porch because they moved to the back porch. And then I'm like, guys, it's Josh and Brennan. And they're like, how do you know? And I'm like, I can tell, I can see them. So I like open the door and they're like, what are you doing? I learned that day that I have decent survival skills because I went to get a weapon instead of crying.
Almost passing out when Jordan got her picture on.
Once Appleton first moved here, and I showed him around the school, for the whole rest of the semester, he thought me and Nick weren't twins, like they were just one of us.
Doing sports with my friends, practicing with my friends, weightlifting, going to the movies.
Doing a burnout in the school parking lot at the end of my junior year, the last day of school.
This quarantine has affected everyone's lives in the whole world, pretty much.
It's affected my life tremendously.
Well, to be honest, I'm a very extroverted person, so I like to go out and do things and see people. The hardest part about this quarantine has been that I haven't been able to see any of you guys.
Limiting my being able to go out of my house. I can't leave, I can't see my friends, I just have to stay home. And anybody who knows me, I'm always go, 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 rushing around. I'm always super busy, and this has really forced me to like slow down and completely change my normal schedule.
I can't work out. Yeah, I'm super mad that I cannot work out because So that's the only thing I was looking forward to. And work. I can't work because don't know how landscape is in East Central. We don't really see anybody.
Be able to work out with my friends, not being able to just be around them, and not be able to see Claire, my girlfriend, and miss her a lot. So that's probably the biggest thing for quarantine.
I'd just say, I don't know, I felt more depressed. Then again, I found myself spending more time with my family.
So with this quarantine, my parents are divorced, so I don't get to see my dad as often. But I do get to spend more time with my mom and more time with my dogs.
But it's mostly affected it by having things canceled.
Canceled a lot of the things that I like doing, like drama club. I mean, it's canceled the band and choir concert.
We're losing the last 3 months of our high school careers, which some people are missing out on their spring sports, their last chance to go to state, which really stinks for them, I know.
I don't get to play softball. I don't have a senior season.
I had to stop doing my winter guide season. That got canceled. I couldn't hang out with my friends anymore since we had to stay at home. And it kind of sucks that our senior year is canceled because all those last memories for those last months are gone.
Like, it feels like doing the same motions over and over again, and it sucks because I should be in high school right now, making memories with my friends.
I can't see my friends, which sucks. And then I can't go to Ethiopia anymore, which I was really excited to. I was adopted by my brother, so I can't go there.
I mean, now we don't know how graduation's gonna play out. There's so many unknowns with this.
Well, since how graduation is kind of postponed, I'm missing out on a lot of the little things with my friends that mean the most to me.
Obviously, it's affected my senior year majorly. I guess I just haven't wrapped my head around the fact that we're done with high school because I never really got to say my goodbye.
I really needed these last 3 months to gain closure that high school was officially ending and that I wouldn't be doing it again this coming August. It's really, really weird to think about that I won't be seeing the same people on a daily basis anymore. I can't even begin to think about how I'll never get to sit on the floor of Schaller's office in the band room again, talking to him for hours after school. I'm not gonna do the same thing with Mr. Gosselin after drama club rehearsals. I never got to appreciate every teacher picking on me for the fun of it.
I thought I was ready for senior year to end, and then it ended way sooner than I thought it was going to. And I never thought it would affect me as much as it did, but I really wish that I had these last 2 months to spend with my class that I've grown up with. I've known most of them my entire life, and I wish I just had the chance to make those final memories with them.
As much as I don't like to admit it because I've always hated school, I miss it. I really do.
Really made me realize how important human interaction is. I always thought that I was a loner and I can be alone for a while. I like my alone time, but this has really showed me that I need people in my life. And it's also taught me to never take the time that I spend with my loved ones for granted, because the last time I saw my friends, I thought I wasn't going to see them for 2 weeks. And it's been a month, and I did not think it was going to be that long. So it's definitely made me realize that I just shouldn't take time with people for granted, because you never know when's the last time you see them.
It's really opened my eyes to show what the community can do when crisis like this happens. I've noticed that everyone's come together and they're helping out other people. It's made me realize that the little things matter, going for walks, going outside.
To be honest, actually it did not affect my life. It actually gave me more time to do my senior paper. And it actually gave me more time to think about and decide what my future looked like after high school.
I mean, no schoolwork, so I guess that's a plus.
The thing that I'm most upset about being canceled is my band concerts and choir concerts, because the spring concert is really important to the band and choir kids. It's our senior spotlight, so Schaller talks about his favorite memories with us and all of the things, how we've affected his life as well as how he's affected ours, and it's really sad that we don't get to have that.
Be the spring concert for the music program. I remember all the past years looking up to these seniors as role models and great friends, appreciating what Mr. Schaller had to say about each one of them. and wondering what his speech about me might say. But at this point, I'm not even sure if I'll get to hear that coming from him at a spring concert. And I really wanted this last chance to perform with this band and this choir one last time, both of which I spent so many great hours with.
I'm not going to be able to sing anymore in the RHS Singers, and our spring concert was canceled, and the music banquet, I was really trying to earn an award from Schaller, so.
It's drama club. I've been in for 4 years, and this is my last play. I was really looking forward to bringing it together with all my friends.
It's probably our spring play. I was really looking forward to doing that. I tried out for this part and I got the part I wanted, and I was gonna do this French girl, and I practiced for weeks to get this French accent how I wanted it, and it's all of that hard work is kind of just thrown out the window. And the same thing with our spring concert for choir. We worked so hard, and it's all of that doesn't even matter anymore.
My play for drama, because we dedicated a lot of time learning our lines and being at practice every night. Now all of our hard work got thrown away, and we don't have that play anymore, and I'm pretty sure we can't reschedule it. But I definitely don't think that those nights, even though we're not having our play, they weren't a waste of time at all. I would give anything right now to go back to a play practice with all my friends and Mr. G.
I'm most upset about drama club and prom being canceled.
We haven't heard anything about prom yet, but if that gets canceled, I would be really upset about that.
Definitely the spring sports. Yes, I was looking forward to compete this year as a track athlete, but that didn't happen. That's a little upsetting, but that's okay.
I'm most upset about my final season of track being canceled.
My senior year of softball. If you guys know me, softball is very important to me. I love my coaches, I love my teammates, I love the aspect of softball. I love hitting home runs. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. I can't really look at a lot of pictures of softball without wanting to cry. I haven't picked up a softball since we were told that we weren't having spring sports anymore, because it's just super hard for me.
Most people that know me know that volleyball is a huge factor in my life, and I coach little kids and their travel team, and I'm really upset that that's canceled.
I am upset about my spring break, my last spring break getting canceled.
I canceled my trip to Ethiopia for spring break. I want to go over there and see my brother.
But I think I can agree with everybody else that I'm mostly upset about graduation getting canceled.
Was graduation. I felt like we were robbed of saying goodbye to each other and saying goodbye to our classmates and teachers and everybody, so I think that was the worst for me.
Graduation. This is a day that every senior looks forward to for who knows how long. I've been looking forward to it since elementary. My brother graduated in 2013 when I was just in 5th grade as valedictorian, and since then it's been my goal to do the same. And within these last few months, I was really close. Ben and I are tied, and I think that we were going to be the class valedictorians, being able to present a speech at graduation, and now I'm not sure if I'll get to do that. It's been a lifelong goal, honestly. Getting that day taken from us, it almost feels uncompleted, unfinished.
Probably the remainder of school. I probably won't see a lot of those people now that school's out. So that kind of sucks.
Honestly, school being canceled. And I know throughout the year I've always I want my senior year to end, I'm ready to go to college. But honestly, when it actually happens unexpectedly, it kind of really sucks. I was looking forward to those last few months with my friends and spending time with them.
The fact that the rest of the year was canceled, the last couple weeks, the last month of high school is really when the seniors get to be celebrated the most, and we're not going to get any of that. We're not going to get a most likely to board at the end of the hallway ceremony. Everybody gets to hear where we're going to college and what we're gonna do. We just don't get that celebration.
a senior brick. Like, I don't get to leave something behind like other people do.
The thing that I'm most upset about being canceled isn't a big thing. It's not prom or graduation or swing out or class night. It's all of the small things that we're missing out on. The last couple of times that we would have had drama practices, or how stressed out Sheller gets before the spring concert, or just eating lunch in the GP room with my friends and just being stupid, or just the weird conversations that we have during passing time, or listening to Mr. Mueller's stupid jokes, but still laughing because it's Mr. Mueller and you gotta make him feel good about himself, or erasing the B on Mr. Tobin's whiteboard and then making everyone think that we don't need a book. It's just the small things that I'm gonna miss the most.
Honestly, I don't think I would change much. I don't want to regret my high school years. I feel like I did a lot and I've loved going to school. I feel like if I were to change things, I would probably change like my friendships per se, like branch out more, talk to more people, create different connections with other people. I know people like to say they're just their friend group, but I wish I would have probably branched out more, staying out of the drama a little, because we know girls have plenty of drama in their life.
I would probably go back and try to make as much friends as possible and really focus on school.
Definitely would have tried harder in high school from the get-go, from freshman year. I tried freshman year, and then sophomore year I kind of just slacked because I had it all going for me for football and my grades were fine, and I just slacked off and it all went downhill from there. So
I think the only thing that I'd want to change is like working harder my freshman year. I don't know, in freshman year I just didn't really take it seriously, and I really wish that I did.
It would be how much I missed school. I was always the kid that like, oh, I don't want to go, and now that I didn't, I regret that because I missed a lot of memories that I could have carried with me.
To live more in the moment. I spent a lot of my time like working out when I would do this, do that. I was always looking ahead into what I would have to do. And I never really took the time to embrace what was going on around me. Like in physics, having laughs the entire hour with that small class of 7 people by the second semester was enjoyable every day. Band and choir, having laughs every day with Mr. Schaller, Mr. Goslin during drama club, appreciating everyone's presence. I don't think I really took the time to think about what was happening around me.
Standing up for myself, I wish I did that in times where I was being pushed around and told I wasn't good enough for stuff, and I wish I would have stood up to the person or people that told me that and show them that I'm not weak, I guess.
My outlook on myself, change who I was because of that to suffice what people wanted me to be, and it's so stupid. Like, don't change yourself because of other people.
I probably would have like dated, because I've never had a boyfriend or anything. I would have definitely been like more upfront about people I've liked and like, you know, just because why not?
I'd take more pictures with all my friends. I'd take more pictures with all my teachers.
I would change joining drama club earlier because I joined in 10th grade.
If I were to do high school all over again, I would not change a single thing. I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. Everything has a funny way of working out.
I wouldn't really have changed anything. I think that everything happens for a reason.
I wouldn't change much about high school. I thought God had a plan for me and it grew out, and I'm super happy, so.
Honestly, I don't think I would have changed anything. I mean, I love the experiences I got with you guys.
I don't think I'd change anything because everything that I went through and all my choices that I made me who I am today. So like even the stupid stuff that I did, even the not so great choices that I made, I feel like I would do it again because it taught me something.
Honestly, I don't think I'd change a thing. I had an amazing run in high school. I loved all my friends. I put my all into my friendships, relationships, and my grades, and my connection with teachers, and I really did try my hardest with everything. I don't think I would change a thing. The only thing, if I had to change anything, would be when we found out about the quarantine and like getting off of school for like 1 week at first. we all weren't taking it very seriously. We figured we'd be back in a week. So we were all just kind of cracking jokes and we left the school, and that was my last goodbye to my friends. If I could change anything, I would have hugged them so tight. I would have just told them how much they meant to me right then and there, because I haven't seen my friends in weeks.
But if I could have changed one thing about my whole high school experience, it would have been to not take any of it for granted, because none of us thought that it would have ended this quickly, because we all thought that we had 2 or 3 months together still. But just like that, it ended without any of us knowing.
Don't take things for granted. This just shows that anything can happen and anything can get taken away from you. And you may not realize it, but the little things really do matter. I wish I didn't rush it, because I'm gonna miss all the teachers at the school. I'm gonna miss my friends that are younger than me. I just wish you all the best.
To not leave it with a heavy heart. While we're all so disappointed about these events getting canceled, possibly not rescheduled, I am too, but I don't think we should focus on only the bad and those things getting canceled, but also take a look back at what did happen in high school, what achievements we did get, whether that be like titles in sports or just memories with friends that'll last a lifetime. Take the chance to look back at all the good things we did do and get to achieve in our time in high school, rather than just focusing on this last little bit that we don't get to finish.
This is not the end of the world. This is not the apocalypse. Things are going to change for the better. High school is not everything. The whole other world out here that we have no idea about, and we're just stepping our toes into it. This is truly just the beginning.
This time will pass. It will be temporary, and we just have to look forward and what is our plan will be for the future.
Just be yourself and be confident in everything you do, because you don't know when it's gonna be like the last time you get to walk down the hall.
Thanks for spending our lives together, and I wish you all good luck in your future.
Thank you. These last years I spent with my class have been amazing, and I made such good friendships with people. Honestly, wouldn't trade my class for the world. All our memories we have I'll never forget and cherish, and I really hope I can stay in touch with a lot of them and still be great friends. Since a lot of it's been cut short, it kind of sucks, but I hope we continue the friendships.
Thanks for putting up with me. We're some tough kids, and if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to call.
Sorry for probably misjudging a lot of you guys. You know, this year I came close with a lot of people that I would not have expected to. I'm grateful for that.
Friends, thank you for all the memories you've shared and all the times we've hung out, and we've had a really great run. Sorry it ended the way it did.
I'm sorry that this happened. And I know I wasn't close with a lot of you, but I really care about you guys. I've known most of you for years, and I just wish we had a little bit more time.
I'm sorry that it ended this way, but I'm glad we got to spend as much time as we did together, and I hope that this doesn't stop here. I hope we stay in touch and move on with our next chapters of our lives.
I'm gonna miss you. You know, we may not have gotten along all the time, but we were still a close class. We were so small, it was hard not to be.
It was a good ride. I loved being around all of you. Some of you picked me up on the bad days, and some of you joked around with me to brighten my mood.
I love you guys, and good luck in your future. And also, let's keep in touch.
You're not alone. We're all feeling the loss of these last few months that we had at school. Just know that we're all moving on to bigger and better things, and the hurt will stop. Things will get better.
We're all in this together. Like, honestly, if you guys, like, I don't want any of you guys feeling alone, because we're all going through the same emotions together. You guys mean so much to me, and like, I never really thought too much about like the connection with my peers until it was taken away from me. I love you guys, and I couldn't have asked for a better graduating class.
Thanks, RHS. It's been a great few years, and thank you for being the place where I had a lot of my memories.
So that's a wrap.